listening to Keep Sports News, KSN.
Hey guys, welcome to KSN episode 140. Oh wait, what? Oops. I copied and pasted that. Okay, well, I guess that's good. Yep, episode 140. That's right. Now, I don't have much time, even though this is a Saturday episode. I usually do have a lot of time, but not today, not this time. But I'm going to go, I'll make this short and sweet, so I don't have to use the clock. All right, so this is going to be a short episode. Anyways, that intro of Eric, I guess he's a ghost. He's like a ghost. All right, look at the shirt that I'm wearing. That's right, CFL shirt, because the season is now underway. All right. So let's start off with that first. My favorite team was in action. The Montreal Alouettes. They took on against their rivals, the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Davis Alexander against Bo Levi Mitchell. It was in Hamilton. You got Tyson Philpott and Kenny Lawler, the two great wide receivers. And, I watched that game live along with Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. The announced team, Rod Smith, Dwayne Ford, and Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson making his debut in the booth. Last year he was on the sideline as a reporter, but this time he's in the booth. I like Luke Wilson. He seems like a cool guy. He even has his own podcast. I forgot what's the name, but it's on the TSN's YouTube channel. He's great with Jay on, right? They're like the two goofy guys. So, and I think that was the first time seeing a three-man booth in the CFL. But yeah, those guys are entertaining, and the game was entertaining. It was pretty close. The game, Hamilton was winning quite a bit of the game, or actually quite a lot of the game. And Alouettes had the ball with under 2 minutes left, and they were able to kick the game-tying field goal, and the game went into overtime. And earlier in the game, Tyson Philpott made an amazing catch. It's almost like, how did he caught that ball? Or how did he catch that ball, So the game went into overtime, and they actually got rid of ties. I don't remember that being as one of the rule changes. They actually got rid of ties. No more ties in the CFL. I'm not a fan of ties, but back in the old days there were ties in football and hockey, But the thing is, ties don't happen often in football, so I guess I don't hate it. But, I always like to see a winning team and a losing team. So Hamilton, they won the coin toss. No, I think it was Montreal, and they chose to play defense, so Hamilton got the ball first. It's basically kind of like the college football overtime rule, in a way. They play like mini games. There's no game clock, Well, the overtime didn't last very long because Hamilton fumbled the ball, and Montreal was able to get the ball right before it went out of bounds. Wow. And they kicked the game-winning field goal, and that's how the Alouettes won. I think it was 30-27, the final. Wow, what a great game. A win for my favorite team. And let me show you something real quick. I forgot to show you this in the last episode. I don't know if I ever showed you this. But look what I got. I got another hat. That's right, with the official Montreal Alouettes logo. And on the back of it, it says LCF instead of CFL. Because, this is the French version. The French version. A lot of people in Montreal speak French. How did I get this? Well, I have Facebook, and I saw that. What was it? What's the name of this new era? I guess they were advertising their caps and their fitted hats, and I saw something that said this, and I even went to their website, and I'm like, you know what? Might as well get another hat, So, yeah, that's awesome. So, the season just started, and I guess I'll still watch a lot of games, meaning I'll watch it full time. This will be my last season watching it full time, because next season is the major changes. I can't see myself watching next season full time, so this is my last season watching the CFL full time. And there are some changes, but like I said, the major changes are next season, so this season won't be too much different than last year's, but next season will be a lot different, which I am not looking forward to next year's. So let's enjoy the final real CFL season, I guess. Because it's next season, it's not gonna feel like CFL. I'm sorry, it just isn't. So let's enjoy this final season. All right. There's only 3 games in week 1, which is kind of weird. Because there's 9 teams. There's every week a team gets a bye. So in week 1, it's 3 teams. Yeah, there was a game on Friday night. I didn't watch it, but I'll try to watch the replay. There's actually a YouTube channel. I think it's called CFL Highlights. That YouTube channel uploads a lot of their games in full, which is awesome. And I was looking at the channel. I could tell this person that made this channel is a Calgary Stampeders fan, because there's a bunch of old Calgary Stampeders games. So, yeah. All right. Let's go on to the next topic. Okay, so I mentioned the Stanley Cup Final, Game 2, and then there's also the NBA Finals Game 2. Before I get into that, I did a quick phone call with my friend Hamza again. We were talking about meeting up, and then we did a quick chat of our thoughts on Game 1 of the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals. So here is that quick phone call. Hey, real quick, your thoughts on Game 1 on the hockey and basketball finals? Those are really good games, right?
Oh, yeah. I didn't see all of the NBA. I saw the whole Stanley Cup, and that one was pretty good. The NBA one, I had to do some stuff, but I saw, I think the Spurs blew a lead, and then I saw the Knicks in the lead, and I thought that's pretty good.
Yeah, they came back again. Wow.
Yeah, I think they might honestly win it.
I hope so now, because it's been forever. Maybe, I don't know. This is their, a 12th win in a row in the playoffs? Jeez.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, that's unusual. Man. Oh.
Yeah, I think if New York wins Game 2, it's over. Yeah.
Yeah, then because they'll be going back to New York at home, Game 3 and 4. I just hope they win it in New York, because that would be awesome to see. Yeah. Here's a question I thought of. Which team is more likely to win Game 2? Carolina Hurricanes or the San Antonio Spurs? Because
I'm gonna go to San Antonio.
They both lost at home. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that team too.
I think they'll bounce back. I think they have good coaching. They'll figure it out. I think they're gonna win Game 2.
Yeah, I think so too. I heard that
I don't know. Vegas right now is leading. So.
Oh yeah, you have the game on. I do. Nice. Remember, I said somehow Vegas might do it, and so far.
Well, yeah, I think that honestly. I mean, I'd rather see Carolina win, but.
Yeah. I do too. Yeah. I'll be surprised if both of these go, like one-sided. If it ends in 4 or 5 games instead of
It
seven
might
games.
happen. I don't think it's going to happen. You can honestly make the case either way because I think both the Knicks and Vegas have been really good. So.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be good. All right. So yeah. That was cool. You know what? It's great to have a friend that actually, follows some sports, so that's great. Okay, let's now get into my thoughts on the Stanley Cup Final Game 2 from Thursday night. Just when you thought, wow, Game 1 was great, Game 2 was even better. I mean, wow. The first 2 games have been amazing. It was a must-win for the Hurricanes. Obviously, you don't want to go down 2-0, 2-0 at home, and then go into Vegas for games 3 and 4. Vegas. You know how in Game 1, Carolina was up 2-0? In Game 2, it's the opposite. It was the opposite. Vegas was up 2-0 in after the what was it here? I'm looking at the box score. Yeah, after the second period. I'm like, oh my gosh, is Vegas going to win again? Carolina was able to get the next 3 goals. And at one point, it looked like Vegas was going to get another goal. There was like a big pile-up, and then eventually the puck went in, but they call it, goaltender interference or whatever. And they said no goal. And the coach of the Vegas Golden Knights, John Tortorella, it looked like he, at first, when I saw his reaction to the no goal, because he challenged it, right? It looked like, at first, I thought he did the middle finger. It looked like he did the middle finger, but no. It was his index finger. Man, that coach is kind of, like, he has some type of character in him. He looks like he can be in a hockey movie, or maybe he has been in a hockey movie. So then Vegas was able to get the tying goal with like a minute and a half left because they had the empty net. And then the game went to overtime, and I'm like, uh-oh, overtime. This ought to be something. And the Carolina Hurricanes, they got a power play. This Vegas player, he like used his stick. He hit someone with his stick on the leg or something. And then I'm like, wow, you can't be doing that at the worst time in the game. And then my mind was like, I think Carolina's going to win. I think Carolina's going to get the game-winning goal off of this power play, and they did. That's exactly what happened. Wow. Carolina won Game 2, 4-3, in overtime. Holy smokes. We got ourselves a Stanley Cup final. This is great. I mean, my prediction, Vegas winning in 7, I mean, that's still a possibility. But this was a must-win for the Hurricanes. So, yeah, both games decided by 1 goal. What if that happens in all of the games? I mean, this might be if that happens, oh my gosh, this might be the best Stanley Cup final ever. All right. So, now they're going back to Vegas. And for some weird reason, Game 3 is on Saturday night instead of Sunday night. The reason why I say that is because normally in the Stanley Cup final, you get 2 days off when you're traveling, right? But for some reason, they're not. I don't understand that. Why is Game 3 on Saturday night instead of Sunday night? Is it because ABC wants to have a game on Saturday night? And I checked. I have YouTube TV. You can actually look at the live guide, and I was looking ahead. I can look. I was looking ahead to Sunday's schedule. ABC they're showing them on Sunday night. They're going to show America's Funniest Home Videos and Toy Story 4, I believe. And then the late local news after that. I'm like, okay, I guess they want to do that on Sunday night. But to me, Game 3 should be on Sunday night because, you get 2 days off when you're traveling from Vegas to Carolina. That's a pretty far travel. Excuse me. Carolina to Vegas is a pretty long travel, Yeah, because after Game 2, I was watching post-game shows after post-game shows on different networks, Sportsnet, and then NHL Network, and then TSN, and then ESPN. Yeah, because that was a great game. And then I heard they were saying Game 3 will be on Saturday night. I'm like, what? Why? 5 Terry, do you know why Game 3 is on Saturday night instead of Sunday night? Or I should say tonight. Do you know why Game 3 is tonight instead of tomorrow night? You usually have the answers to that. Remember last year the Stanley Cup Final was on a Saturday night during the UFL Championship game, and I think I said, well, that Stanley Cup Final should be on Sunday night. Right? That's stupid. And I guess they're doing this again. Because there's no NBA Finals Game 3 on Sunday night. Game 3 would be on Monday night. Because they're getting 2 days off when they're traveling from San Antonio to New York. Why aren't they doing the same for the hockey finals? Hockey is more rough than basketball anyways, right? I don't get it. Well, I'm not going to be able to watch it live on Saturday night because I'm meeting up with some friends. So I guess I'll record it, and I guess might as well watch it on Sunday night because to me, Game 3 should happen on Sunday night. Yeah. Okay. Now to the NBA Finals. So last night was Game 2 of the NBA Finals. And remember that question I asked of my friend, which team is more likely to win Game 2, Carolina Hurricanes or the San Antonio Spurs? And we both said the San Antonio Spurs. Okay? But I thought both teams would win Game 2. Okay? But if I had to pick one, which one am I more confident? I said the Spurs. Okay? I said the Spurs. I'm more confident the Spurs would win Game 2 than Carolina Hurricanes winning Game 2 in the Stanley Cup Final. Well, turns out we were wrong. Because the New York Knicks, they refuse to lose. The New York Knicks, they refuse to lose, man. So this game, I wasn't really watching because there was some other things I was doing, but I had it on in the background, okay, with the sound playing. So San Antonio was winning for a while, just like, in Game 1, and then once the Knicks took the lead, it's like, yep, we're not losing. Oh, by the way, yeah, Game 1, the San Antonio Spurs fans are wearing like different colored shirts. Why aren't they? How come it's not like that in Game 2? I guess they want every home game to be different. 5 Terror, what is the real story behind that? I don't understand that. Well, anyways, there were quite a bit of New York Knicks fans, wearing blue, orange, right? So, let's see here. At halftime, New York Knicks had 56 points, and the Spurs had 52. The Knicks were winning at halftime. The New York Knicks were winning at halftime. And I was watching the halftime show with the NBA Inside and Inside the NBA guys Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley were like arguing, and then Ernie Johnson's like, "All right, got to go to commercial." You notice Ernie? He always wears a bow tie. I don't know why, but I guess that's his style. Kind of like Ken Rosenthal on MLB on Fox. He always wears a bow tie. But I'm glad those guys are physically there in the arena. It's about damn time they're there. I'll just say that. So I had to go to the store. You know why? This is going to sound weird or corny, but yesterday, June 5th, was National Donut Day. That's right. Do any of you guys know what Donut Day is? Have you ever heard of Donut Day? Well, Donut Day is always on the first Friday of June, which was last night. And I remember a few days ago, okay, Donut Day's coming up. I got to go to the store, get some donuts on Friday. And then when Friday came, I completely forgot about it until at halftime of the NBA Finals Game 2. So I went to Walmart, got some donuts. Yeah, and then this was like, I was there longer than I thought I would be there. This was like after 9 o'clock. So the game was like in the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. And when I came home, the game was about to be over, and I saw the score. The Knicks were winning, and then it looked like the Spurs were going to get the game-winning shot, and then they would win by 1 point, but they missed. And that is how the Knicks won by 1 point. Wow. Like I said, the New York Knicks, they refused to lose. This is what, their 13th consecutive playoff win? Oh my gosh. What if they win all 4 in a row? What if they win the next 2? I mean, that might happen. The next 2 games are in Madison Square Garden. I mean, I hope that happens now. Because like I said, I want the Knicks to win the championship because it's been forever, and I really hope they win it in MSG. Because MSG will be hosting games 3 and 4. Game 5 will be back in San Antonio. I don't know why. If the Knicks win, I have a feeling it's going to be in San Antonio. It might be in Game 5. But they'll be hosting Game 6. You see, you know how NBA and NHL playoff format, best of 7, it's 2-2, 1-1-1. In the MLB postseason best of 7, it's 2-3-2. 2-3-2. Honestly, I prefer the 2-3-2 format because you're not going to be traveling as much. You know, if it goes all 7 games, you're not going to be traveling as much. For the 2-2-1-1-1 format, you're traveling more. You know, last year and the year before, the Stanley Cup Final was between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. You know how long that plane flight is? They had to do that, like, okay, so 2024, it went all 7 games, right? They had to do that flight, Edmonton to Florida, Florida to Edmonton. They had to do that flight. I believe 4 times, right? Because after Game 2, you're traveling. After Game 4, you're traveling. After Game 5, you're traveling. After Game 6, you're traveling. Yeah, 4 times. In the baseball best of 7 format, it's only 2 times. And, you know, they play almost every night. Not many days off. I wonder why it's not like that. I wonder why. I don't know. I mean, I know the playoffs, the NBA and NHL playoffs, they go way back. It's always been a best of 7, you know. So I guess they're not going to change that. But a lot of times, at least, you know, recent years, or actually pretty much ever since I started watching sports, 2013, A lot of times the visiting team, they win the championship. They don't win it on home ice, home court, or home field. Yeah. So, I mean, yes. If the New York Knicks win it, that would be awesome. And it would be more awesome if they can win this in MSG. So, we'll see. But they won. They won game 2. That's a huge statement. I don't think it'll be a sweep. Because, you know how when they made that huge comeback against the Cleveland Cavaliers in game 1, after that, that was more likely the sweep was going to happen because the Cavaliers, they choked big time. But hey, remember what I said, my prediction? New York Knicks in 6 games in MSG. That's still a possibility. All right. So game 3 will be on Monday night, not Sunday night. I just don't understand. How come the Stanley Cup Final, they get 1 day off when they're traveling, but the NBA, they get 2 days off? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. 5-Tear, if you have the answer, if you know why, please let me know, because I don't understand. All right. The French Open. I'm actually still behind watching it, so... But let me just say, this French Open will go down in history as the most upsets ever. Ever. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, I took a picture. They showed a graphic. This is like from like 2 days ago, but... I mean, this is insane. The top seeds got eliminated. You know, let's go back to Tuesday, May 26th. Women's side, 5th seed, Jessica Pegula eliminated. The next day, Wednesday, May 27th, the 2 seed, Elena Rybakina eliminated. And then the next day, Thursday, May 28th, the world number 1, Yannick Sinner, eliminated. And the number 5 player on the men's side, Ben Shelton, also eliminated. The next day, Friday, May 29th, the greatest of all time, Novak Djokovic, eliminated. The next day, Saturday, May 30th, Coco Gauff, the defending champion, eliminated. Sunday, May 31st, on her birthday, Iga Swiatek got eliminated. And then the recent one that I found out, the number 1 seeded Aryna Sabalenka got eliminated. And the way she got eliminated is unbelievable. She won the first set easily. The second set, she was up, 4 games to 1? And I think it was also 5-2, I think. And then she just fell apart after that. She never recovered. And it went to a third set. The third set, she lost 6-love. How on earth does that happen? This is the world number 1, for Pete's sakes. I mean... You know, when Yannick Sinner got eliminated, he was up 2-love. He won the first 2 sets, then lost the next 3, but he was dealing with the heat stroke. Sabalenka, she was never cramping or anything. Somehow her opponent just had magic in the palm of her hands and just used it. Magic potion, or whatever you call it. I don't know what to say. This is unbelievable to me. This French Open is crazy. It really is. And it's actually my least favorite out of the 4 Grand Slams. That doesn't mean I don't like it. But this French Open, my gosh. My gosh. I don't know what to think anymore. I know today is the women's final and tomorrow's the men's final. I'm not going to watch those live, even because, you know, it's early in the morning. But I'm afraid those finals are not going to be great matches. You know. The women's side, I think I saw a notification. I think Maria Andreeva's in the final. The 19-year-old Russian player. Might as well root for her. Let's see history. But if she's obviously the favorite to win now. Because I thought the player that I was hoping to win is Alina Svitolina, because she's the best player that's never reached a Grand Slam final. But she fell apart. But what if Mira Andreeva loses? What the heck? And on the men's side, I hope it's Sasha Zverev, Alexander Zverev, unless if he got eliminated in the semifinals, which I don't know. I don't know if he won or not. That just shows you I'm still behind. But if Sasha's in the final, he needs to win this, because this might be his one and only Grand Slam title. We'll see. We'll see, but my gosh, this French Open will go down in history as the most upsets ever. I mean, let's be honest. This is crazy. Yannick Sinner was the heavy favorite. I thought he would win it. Women's side, I thought Marina Sabalenka would win it, but that's crazy. I mean, we have unknown players in the semifinals, some of them, you know. Alright, so yeah. Next time, I guess, I think the next episode, well, I'll be back again tomorrow, but it'll be a special Sunday episode for something. I think you know what it is. You might know what it is. But it's a special episode. The next regular KSN episode will be on Tuesday, so that way I should be all caught up by then, alright? Next, okay, another big weekend in sports. Horse racing, the Belmont Stakes. It's on Fox. Just not a fan of their broadcast because it's not as good as NBC's, but hey, I'm not going to be able to watch that live anyways because I'm meeting up with some friends, but it's probably not going to be exciting anyways because they're going to be in Saratoga again. I mean, nothing against Saratoga, but it's just, you know, it's not the actual Belmont Park, you know. But I think this is the last year it'll be in Saratoga, so I think next year they'll be back in Belmont Park. Let's see if there's any familiar race horses or trainers or jockeys in the Belmont Stakes. Here we go. The field. We got 9 horses. Oh, we got Renegade. The runner-up of the Kentucky Derby. Alright, gotta cheer for that horse. Mike Rapoli's horse. UFL owner. Alright. I forgot to put the UFL on the list. Thank you, thankfully. Okay, so UFL, I'll talk about that after the Belmont. Let's see. Chief Wallaby, I think that horse was in the Derby or Preakness. Commandment. Okay. Familiar horse. John Velasquez. Familiar jockey, and he's 54 years old. And Golden Tempo. Golden Tempo, the Derby winner's in it. Okay. I want to know if had Renegade won the Kentucky Derby, I wonder if that horse would run in the Preakness. Maybe, I want to say yes. That's just my prediction. Who knows, we might get what if we get a Renegade versus Golden Tempo rematch? What if those two horses finish first and second again? Like, what was it? Was it last year? Yeah, last year. The Derby. The two racehorses that finished first and second were Sovereignty and Journalism. And it happened again at the Belmont Stakes. Yeah. But Journalism won the Preakness. But Sovereignty wasn't in the Preakness. I can see this happen again. We can see another rematch between Renegade and Golden Tempo. The two brother jockeys. That would be great. That would be great. Okay. So I'll root for Renegade. Not going to be able to watch it live. All right. And, yeah. Okay. You know what? One more thing before I talk about the UFL. I plan on watching a documentary from ESPN Classics on YouTube. Remember last year I talked about Affirmed versus Alidar from 1978? Well, I found some documentary clips of that, so I'm going to plan on recording a reaction video of me watching that. Yeah, alright. So, you'll see that hopefully after this video. Okay. Yeah, because I've watched quite a bit of old Kentucky Derby races, Preakness Stakes, and the Belmont Stake races. Alright, to the UFL. So I'm pretty much all caught up. Alright. Semifinals. The playoffs are here. Final 4 teams. I think they're both tomorrow, Sunday. Okay. And I got those recorded just in case if I can't watch them live. I'll try, but I can't promise you. But man, this is a lot of sports weekends. A lot of big events this weekend, that's for sure. Yeah, another big sports weekend with a lot of events. So I'm going to give you my predictions of the UFL, because I've pretty much watched every game of the season. Isn't that amazing? That just shows I'm a big fan. Okay, so they're both on Sunday. First game, 2 p.m. Central on ABC. DC Defenders at the Orlando Storm. Wow, the Defenders are 5-5. That means because earlier in the season they had a great record. That means they lost quite a bit of games recently. So yeah, the game's in Orlando. Orlando's the best team, and this is amazing. This is their first season. The Storm's first season, they're the best. I mean, they have a great coach, Anthony Beck, used to coach the St. Louis Battlehawks. I have to root for the Defenders because they are hosting the UFL Championship game, or I should say the United Bowl. I think that's what it's called, right? The United Bowl. Okay. Because I want to see the home team host the United Bowl. You know, and I said this before, I'll say it again. In my opinion, the UFL Championship game should not be at a neutral stadium. I know you're going to say, well, that's not fair. Well, do we want to see another championship game with a shit ton of empty seats? That just shows you the UFL isn't popular. I know this is only their, third season? That's why, wait until it gets popular. I don't know, it may not ever get popular. I don't know, but I'm glad this league will stay for another couple of years, because remember, Oklahoma City's going to have a team in, I think, 2028. That's why, last year and the year before, the St. Louis Battlehawks hosted the championship game, but they weren't in it. That was disappointing. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the DC Defenders. But I'm afraid they're going to lose. I'm afraid the Defenders are going to get eliminated by the Orlando Storm. I have the Storm winning it. And then the other one, Louisville Kings at the St. Louis Battlehawks. How about those Kings? This is their first season as well. I mean, their first half of the season, they weren't great. They had quite a bit of losses, and then recently they had more wins. They had wins. They're like the opposite of the DC Defenders. But it's in St. Louis. St. Louis has one of the best fans, if not the best fans, because they got really disappointed when the Rams left St. Louis to LA and for the NFL. But last year, the Battlehawks lost at home in their semifinal game. I think it was against the DC Defenders. Yeah, last year it was the UFL or the XFL's conference championship game and the USFL's conference championship game. I'm glad they took that away. I'm glad it's the top 4 teams. It's like the old college football playoff format, the Final Four. I think this one, I can see this one go either way. But I'm going to go with the St. Louis Battlehawks. I don't think they'll be denied. I don't think they'll be denied again. So I have Orlando Storm against the St. Louis Battlehawks in D.C. And I guess I'll give you my prediction on that one. I mean, I think that'll be a great championship game, but I just hope there's not a ton of empty seats. You know? And I don't like that the game's during the daytime, because the game will be on ABC. They can't have it at night because the NBA Finals will be hosting a game that night. So that's why they should have had this. They should have started the season much earlier than late March. So that way, you wouldn't be in this situation. I'm going to go with your favorite team, 5-Ter, or maybe soon to no longer be your favorite team, St. Louis Battlehawks. Yeah, St. Louis Battlehawks. They're going to win the championship game this time, finally, when they couldn't be in it the last 2 years, when they were hosting it and they weren't in it. Maybe they'll win it on DC's field. I wonder if they'll still do the Snake Pit, the Snake Cup. Probably not. Or the Beer Snake, that's what it's called, excuse me. I wonder if they're still going to do that. Probably not, because that's only, for DC fans. So, got a lot going on here. All right. So, there's 2 things I want to show you what I got. I got like 2 surprises, and I got packages delivered, and I didn't order them. But I'm going to show you what they are. The first one, if you're watching, this is what it says. This is what it looks like. Look what I got. Busted Open. That's right. This is a Busted Open glass cup. Busted Open is a pro wrestling podcast on SiriusXM. And I really like this podcast. I will listen to it quite a lot during certain times of the year, like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, And I already used this. Yeah, I got this a couple earlier this week, and I just never got a chance to show it to you until now. And I'm like, I didn't order this. I wonder why did this get sent to me? Is it because I'm a SiriusXM subscriber? Is this like them saying thank you for being a subscriber? Well, I got something else after that the next day. And let me show you what that is. It's still in the box. Yeah, the box says Pod Swag. And I'm like, what? Pod Swag? What is that all about? And I got this. I got a Busted Open hat. I mean, what? First of all, one time I did look at their merch, but this was like over a year ago. I think I do remember seeing the glass with the logo on it. I don't remember seeing this, though. But I got this. I didn't order this. It was sent to me. Either they gave me this as a surprise, or another second thought, I wonder if my brother sent this to me, bought this and bought these items and sent them to me, because he also listens to Busted Open. I'm going to have to do a quick phone call and ask him. Maybe I'll put that in the next episode. Well, not tomorrow, but maybe the episode after that. All right? I mean, wow. Isn't that amazing? I'm telling you, I did not order these. I didn't get charged, So, that's amazing. I'm going to find out maybe tomorrow on Sunday. to see if my brother gave me that. If he says no, then I'm like, I don't know who got me this. Okay, now to the birthdays here. We got 4 today. Yeah, I'm doing today's birthdays only because I'll be back again tomorrow. All right. So happy birthday. First one. We got 4 today. First one is Anthony Rendon. So, Anthony Rendon. Alright, so 36. Born in Richmond, Texas, third baseman and second baseman who made his big league debut in 2013 for the Washington Nationals. He led the MLB in RBI in 2019 and helped the Nationals win the World Series championship that same year. Before fame, he competed in baseball, basketball, and track and field at Hodges Bend Middle School in Texas. Trivia: at Rice University, he won the Dick Howser Trophy, given annually to the best collegiate baseball player. Family life: his parents named are Renee and Bridget. Associated with, he was teammates with outfielder Bryce Harper on the Nationals from 2013 to 2018. So this guy, he wasn't on the Nationals team in 2019 when they won the World Series that year. After he left the Nationals, he joined the Anaheim Angels. Okay, he's still with the Angels, but the Angels are an atrocious franchise, sadly, with Mike Trout. All right. But I do remember him. I remember he got thrown out. There was an ejection. This was like, I don't know, 2017 probably, or 2018. This was early in the season. He got thrown out for like, I don't know, he got rung up by the home plate umpire, and he threw his bat or gloves, but he didn't say a word. And he walked away, and then umpire threw him out. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. You can find that on YouTube. Next one is Bjorn Borg. Bjorn Borg, 70 years old now. One of the greatest men's tennis players in his prime. Swedish tennis ace who won Wimbledon 5 years in a row from 1976 to 80. He also won the French Open 6 times in his career, which was a record before Rafael Nadal won his 7th in 2012. Before fame, he beat experienced pro Ani Perron in his first Davis Cup match at the age of 15. Trivia: he became the first male tennis player to win over Grand Slam titles in the Open era. Family life: he was married to Romanian tennis pro Mariana Simeonescu from 1980 to 1984, and Loredana Berthe from 1989 to 1993. In 2002, he married Patricia Outsfeld, associated with, after holding the record for most career Grand Slam titles. His 11 titles were surpassed by such tennis greats as Rafael Nadal, Pete Sampras, and Roger Federer. Yeah. When he was in his prime, oh my gosh, he was like unstoppable. And he retired at a young age. He wasn't even 30 years old. And he decided to quit. That was shocking, you know. That news came out of nowhere. And his big rivalry, of course, John McEnroe. They had this one fantastic Wimbledon final, I think in 1980. I heard about that. John McEnroe was talking about it. So yeah, those two guys are fantastic players. All right, next birthday, DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver, who was selected 27th overall by the Houston Texans in the 2013 NFL Draft. He made his first Pro Bowl in 2015. He was traded to the Arizona Cardinals in 2022. In October of 2024, he was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. Before fame as a true freshman at Clemson University, he led the Tigers in receptions. Trivia: he was a first-team All-ACC selection in 2012 and was a second-team All-Pro in 2015. Fame of life: he was born in the town of Central South Carolina. His uncle Terry played football for Clemson in the early 1990s. associated with. He and Sammy Watkins were teammates at Clemson. So yeah, I've heard of this player before, don't know much about him, but I believe he's still active. Football wide receiver. Yep, he's now with the Baltimore Ravens. The post John Harbaugh era. Alright, the most popular birthday I found for June 6th is in the WWE. Andrew McLean Galloway IV, also known as Drew McIntyre, from Scotland. Wrestler born. Okay, I already said his name. He won an Intercontinental and Tag Team Championship. He later joined TNA. In 2020, he became the first Scottish-born WWE World Champion. Before fame, he started wrestling when he was 15 years old and turned professional in 2001. Trivia, he competed with Heath Slater's 3MB from 2012 to 14. He's also won the Florida Championship Wrestling and Insane Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championships. Before fame, he married Tyrone Terrell in 2010, but they divorced a year later. He got married to Caitlin Hapfel in 2016. Associated with, he and Cody Rhodes won the WWE Tag Team Championship in 2010. Wow. A young McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, they won the Tag Team Championships in 2010. Wow. And they are like two of the biggest stars in today's WWE. I always liked McIntyre. I remember when McIntyre came back to the WWE in 2018. He was brought in by Dolph Ziggler, and he was a heel. He was known as a Scottish psychopath, you know. And then when he became a face, that was awesome. He finally, you know, when he won the Royal Rumble, I'm like, okay, he has to win the WWE Championship in 2020. But then COVID happened. It was at WrestleMania with no fans in the Performance Center, and he won the championship in front of nobody. That was kind of sad. He finally had his moment, and he just couldn't. It was just a damn shame that there was no crowd, you know. And he never won it ever since. I'm like, come on. Drew needs to have his moment with the fans again. Yeah, he did won that. He did actually win that championship early in the year, but he lost it to Cody Rhodes. I didn't like that. He should have kept that title longer. And he lost at WrestleMania this year to Jacob Fatu, and he hasn't been seen since. He's taken time off. But I hope Drew McIntyre gets a push again, maybe when he makes his return. All right, so I'm going to play this song. I'm sure y'all know this song.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Well, just like that, look who's back in the mix. Straight out of New York City, it's the Red.
You know, that's Stephen A. Smith's favorite team. He played that song at the beginning of his show.
Or even Indiana, it's the Knicks. Back on pace, back in the chase. That's right, the 8th seed in the thick of the race. And while you try and react to the shots we be blocking, check out the team that keeps the garden rocking. Spree, hitting threes, playing D. Houston launching jumps from the top of the key.
Song.
And Ward, you and Child and Larry. Thomas, Big Chris, and Marcus can be. Nobody does it like the Knicks can. Go get your best 5 guys. In fact, grab a 6-man. Cause Freewell and the Knicks excel. Look out, the number 18 starting to gel. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. You want Jeff, hold up with 2 deep. And Indiana, they're gonna end up with the Hawks and the Heat. While the Knicks sleeping with
The Hawks and the Heat.
Our season don't end till the middle of June. Don't ever get at the Knicks team, cause in a blink, the squad's down 16.
All right,
So
guys,
if you
see ya.
think you beat us, you're just
See you again tomorrow for a special Sunday edition of KSN.
This has been KSN.
Well, that was cool.